Hey guys, now we're gonna study like EJS. So EJS is stand for Embedded JavaScript Templates. So basically we're gonna study server side rendering. So you must be wondering what is server side rendering. So the way I have shown you, we are sending the HTML files. For that only we use embedded JavaScript templates. Then you will be like, okay, we can send directly with send file. Then why should we use embedded JavaScript or rendering method? Because you can't send dynamic data inside the HTML file. You have to say dot replace like that. So you can't send dynamic data inside your HTML file. Apart from that, you can't use if else for loop inside your HTML. But with the help of server side rendering using EJS or any other template engine or view engine, you can do that easily. And this is are mostly called view engines, so you can call them view engines or template engines. So EJS is normal. Install EJS. You can see weekly downloads EJS, and it's like you can just write, you can see this code, you can just directly write this code in your HTML CSS files, and I'll show you everything like how to do it. And if anything you think is missing, you can just always come here and look for. It's also used for like generating PDF if you want, and there are others also view engines. If you say pug, that also famous one, but EJS is the most famous one. You can see pug, it's have like 1 million maybe, and this is 6 million. You can see this EJS very much popular. So let's just start with that. So we'll install, we'll just say init firstly. Why? Yeah, everything's done. Now we'll install few dependencies. We'll install nodemon. Then we got the nodemon. Express EJS. Yeah. For now these are enough. Now we'll make a file called app.js. Now we'll make a firstly a server. Constant app equals to express. Now our server is ready to listen on port 4000. We'll just console.log server is running. Yeah, we'll just say nodemon app.js. So you can see everything is fine till now, and now we'll suppose how traditionally, like in the traditional way we used to send the HTML file. We have a suppose HTML folder. Inside that we have like HTML file, and we can just in the body write this is a HTML file, and we can just wrap this up h1 tag. So you can see this is a normal HTML file, nothing much. Now how do we use it? So we were using like app.get on base cloud. So we'll have a request comma response. We'll say res dot send file. Now here we'll have the directory name plus, now where it is inside HTML, there is a index.html. Yeah, normally we do like this. So if we go here in the EJS, and if we go to like localhost 4000 in, yeah, you can see we are getting this is a HTML file. But with the help of EJS we can do a lot. Suppose here if you want to say, change something with say dot replace like that, that's not a good way. So what I'll do, I'll use EJS and set my, folder and everything. So I'll say app dot set, and here I say view engine. View engine basically means which engine I'm going to use. So I'll say I'm gonna use EJS. Then in the next line I'll say where my HTML files are. So I'll give my this folder. So I'll say app.set my, oh, where it's gone, how come it came here? I'll say app.set my views are in folder HTML. So in HTML my all the HTML files are, and here I'm setting the views. Now to send the file I'll just have to do render, and the file name is index.html, and it's called render. Okay, and you don't even have to write .html. Basically it's like this. So let me firstly show you. Cannot find HTML module. Let me app.set view. So, oh yeah guys, so basically we are using EJS, so the extension will not be HTML, it will be like EJS, index.ejs. Okay, like this. See, it's completely fine. Now if we go for index.ejs file, save it. Now if we go again, see, this is a HTML file. Now we can just directly write the file name. We don't have to give okay this file or that file. If I say suppose about.ejs, and we'll say about, sorry guys, here I'll say h2 about page, save it. Now here I can say app.get / about request comma response res.render. We'll say about .ejs. Yeah, now if I go to /about, the about page, and normal this page, you can see we just have to now enter the file name, and you don't need to write EJS also, it will work without that. So if I show you, save, see, now it's so much easy. See, and you want an API also, so you can just say res.send, and that will API also work, and your engine also work. So basically we are setting the okay, my this is the folder. Suppose if I remove this part, save it, error because we can't find where your files are. So you can see by default it's looking inside the directory called views. So we'll just change the folder name to views, VIEWS, and now if I go, see, everything's fine. Now we don't have to, oh, what happened guys, what I have opened node modules. Yeah, now we don't have to like give the what is this. Now we don't have to give like okay set my folder like this, name your folder views, it will automatically look in the views. You don't have to set the folder name here. So that's some basics. Now start with the dynamic data. So if you come here in this, so if you want to like give variable a name, so you have to do like bracket open close, I'll making it bigger, and percentage. Now in between you have to give everything. So I want to give name, so constant name. So basically whatever you put inside these two bracket and percentage, it won't be shown in the front end. Okay, now if I just save it, now if I go back, I think there should be EJS extension, so it may make our work easy. Yeah, I think EJS. So let me just install that. So you can also use, so it will just make your code look better. Now if I just go back to codes, yeah, now let me open and close it once so we can just easily look for that. Now we'll say nodemon app.js. Yeah, everything's fine. Now if we open index file, see running. Now if we go to inspect, and you can go to body, and you can see that data is invisible. So the value for the name has been set, but it is invisible, so it won't affect your codes. But you want to use this variable, so for using, you just have to, like, suppose you give h1, so you do same, okay, like same like this, but here you just write equal to after percentage. Now you want to show this value. When you give equal to, you means you want to show this value. So I'll say name, I want to show name, and name was fit here. Okay, save it. Now if I go back, come here, see hello. If I can see here in the body, you can see hello. And if I make this as, okay, show me this data, and if I just make it, I'm getting a bunch of error because unexpected token cost and like blah blah blah. So that's totally wrong. So let me just change back. So if you want to write any if else function, for loop function, you will put in the percentage, and if you want to like normal, you just say percentage equal to, if you want to show some values. Now in name, I'll say Syed, and I can say this is owner of the file is listed below. Owner of the file is listed below. Yeah, so I will go here and check. So my name's coming. Then you will be like, we are setting the name here, then what's the use? I can just directly write. You are right. So suppose we'll remove that. Now we'll give the name from the backend. So what can we write? Okay, like, okay, whatever, let this be owner of the file is listed below. So in the backend, I'll just send the data. How? Put a comma, and you put like this curly braces like object, and you say name, and here I say Syed, and you can see it's variable also name, and you say Syed. Yeah, see, we are getting the data. How? I'm sending the name, it's coming in the EJS and checking, okay, name is there, just do it. If I say another thing, suppose name 123, we got a error or name is not defined. You are sending the name, but where is the name? Like, you are telling us to show the name, but name is not there. So you have to give the correct values which are you using. So I want to send another value. I'll say age, I'll say 24. So it is working fine. Now I want to show them the age. So let me, I'll say here, my name is, I'll just say percentage equal to name, and I'll say, and my age is percentage equal to age. And let me remove this line, save it. Everything's running fine. So let me just see. Yeah, come here, my name is Syed and my age is 24. You can see the value automatically appearing in here. I'm sending from the backend and value appearing. But suppose you want to use if else. Suppose if your name is not visible, so you can say if name is not there, you want to just say uh, you just want to say suppose owner, or maybe you just want to show only when the some, and here let me write something description. Yeah, firstly write something description, and here I'll put a br. So if you go here, it's showing description and my name and everything. But suppose I don't have a name, so I just don't show this age and name. So for that I can use if. So I'll say percentage. So as I told you, you'll only use if like conditions and JavaScript function inside percentage not equal to. I'll say if name. If name is there, then only show, otherwise, and this bracket I'll start it, and this bracket I'll end like this. So I am asking here if name, start the bracket, show this, otherwise then just no name, just go here and don't show anything. Save it, come here, name is there, let me just remove the name, save it. Okay, name is not defined. So what's the proper way of do, like we'll just use locals. So maybe if you don't have a name, you always have local value. So that's the proper way. I'll say Sayyed. So you can see now we are sending locals inside that. Okay, let me have this. Yeah, inside locals. Local means local variable. It's just a thing which you will use in EJS. Inside that we have name and age. So here we'll say, let me first remove this, then I'll show you how I'm telling. So here I'll say locals dot name, locals dot age. Okay, because you can access it from locals dot name is this, locals dot age. Yeah, now if I show you what, okay, it's trying to use this also, not commenting out. So let me just remove this instead of comment out, save it. Now if I go here, see, so if you don't want to give the name, suppose name is missing from the your server, something happened, so you just don't send the name. Okay, like this, just don't send the name. Okay, normal. Now you want to check whether the name is there or not. So if you do this, how come the name is still visible? If I just do this, see, your name is, but the name is missing. So we just want to tell, okay, if the name is not there, just don't show that name. So I'll say as told, just use percentage, and I say if locals dot name, if name is there, then show this from here to whatever you'll say till here. If name is there, then only show, otherwise don't. Okay, see, not showing because name is not there. So now we have to say here like h1 data, like data not available. Okay, save it. Now if I go here, data not available, but as soon as I get the name, this is, you can think of a, you are fetching from the database or something like here and then doing stuff. Now as soon as I send the name, then it's showing. But the problem is it's showing the name also. Like you can see, name is Syed and data not available, both thing. Either it should be data not available, either the name will be there. How can both the condition be true? So what we'll do, we'll put this data not available in the else part. So if you go to EJS, you can see if user, this is the way they use user, and okay, okay, they haven't included else part here in the top. So let me just directly write it. So if the data, if the if condition not present, then only run the else. So here will come where the if is ending, I'll say else. I'll just do the same and cut, and I'll just paste it here and close. If the name is available, then show this, else show this data not available. Okay, everything's fine guys. Now if I just go here, and now data not available is not showing because we have like age and name. Suppose I remove the name part, data not available, so both the things are not showing. So you can see it's so easy. You can just fetch from the database and just use how you want to think of. Now suppose you want to give a lot of data. Suppose you have a list of data, maybe you say you have a data locals, maybe called participants. You can say participants, and you have a bunch of name, like you have Syed, and you have, maybe you have like uh how I show you curly braces, then array objects dot for which, yeah, you can say here. Now we have a lot of object. So what I can do, I can just cut this here and say constant data equals to, paste it here. Now we'll have a bunch of data here. We'll have a name, you can say Syed, age 24. Then we have another data, again name Akshay, age 20. Another data, name Abhay, age 10. Yeah, so you can see we got this data like this. I think how should I make the data? Now it's looking fine. So now I will just send the data here. I'll say comma participants data. Okay, so now I want to list all the data. So what I'll say in here, if I say if participants, now we'll say dot length is greater than 0. Okay, because participant is a list of object. If greater than 0, and I think that there is a name problem, participants, copy this same the name. Okay, if their name is greater than 0, then only show everyone's name. So what I'll do, instead of writing this, firstly I'll say here again we'll start this function, and I say participants dot for each, and we'll have a object here, and inside this object we'll get the values. Now we'll cut it from here, and I'll just paste it here. Yeah, and here instead of object I'll say locals. Yeah, save it. Now let's just see whether we are getting all the data. uh Participants is not defined, so I'm sending the data, and the data participants dot length. Maybe we just want to send like this. If we say, suppose, let me just cut this part here from here and remove this, directly place it in the index. Yeah, and there's some error. Now the fine. Now if I check, yeah, so you can see now we are getting name is Sayyed, name is Akshay, name is Abhay. So what I'm doing, firstly I'm telling it should have a length greater than 0. If yes, then start the for loop, for each loop, and we'll just say look, we are getting every object in the locals, then say locals.name, locals.date. Now it will run as many times at the loops, like items are there. If length is 0, then else data not available. Suppose length is 0, I'll just say empty array, like this is an empty array, save it, data not available. But if there is something, what happening, yeah, if there is data, even if like one data only, then also it will show. See, my name is Syed and my age is 24. So this is the way you can just use, I mean, you can just use the template engines. If else for loop, I mean they are not that much used nowadays, maybe for generating PDFs and a little, maybe you need somewhere. Apart from that, EJS is not that much used. Now I'll show you how to include. Suppose you have some this head part, so it's same in about also, it's same in index also, so you don't want to write it again and again. So what you'll do, you can just make a folder here, or maybe file. You can, inside folder you can make a file or wherever you want. I'll say head, normal head.ejs. okay, so I'll just cut this head from here, cut, paste it here, save it, and in about also I just don't need this head, because I will just take it from the this head file, because I just don't want same thing again and again to be written. Now what I'll do, I will just okay, this also same, so let me just cut this also, paste it, save. Here also just remove that. Yeah, now I will just say here percentage same, and here I will put a dash. So dash means I want to include, so I'll say include the file which is this head.egs. Just include the file. Okay, you can see we are getting a title as documents. Now if we open, we got the title as document. If I just show you changing the document, 1 2 3, save it, document 1 2 3. If I go to about, you can see it just showing localhost URL, nothing else, because we have not included this in our about page. So I'll just copy the same line, paste it, come here, we got that. Same way you can just make a new file called footer.ejs, and There's something wrong in the name. Yeah, you can just say h1, it's a footer. I mean, whatever way you wanna use that, making a nav bar or whatever. And index.js, just say after the body dash include dot slash footer dot ejs. We'll just copy this part, save it, and save in the about also before the body ending. Save it. I'll just remove this, remove this. See, it's a footer, and normal I go, then also it's a footer. So you can just put your nav bar and everything in one single file, and you can just do include wherever you want. So you just don't have to copy paste again and again. And you can see my index EJS code is became so much less, and before there was a head which was unnecessary, taking so much place. So if you think some part of the code you're gonna use 2-3 times in your files, so you can just use that. So this was all about basics about EJS, so you can just go on and use that, but nobody uses that these days. So yeah, that's it in this embedded JavaScript, or what do you call, rendering method. Yeah, thank you.